Dad, do you honestly think there's anything else the squirrel could do to her?
That's a, that's a point. Clark steps in, making chirping sounds. There's no response. He's on full alert. Nerves tingle.
It probably got scared and ran back into the tree.
As Clark steps over Nora, she starts slowly getting up. She lifts her butt in the air, afraid to move too. Clark passes. Camera goes with him, revealing the squirrels on his back. Clark Sr. sees the squirrel. Squirrel! Clark screams and runs towards plowing into Nora, spilling her ass over the tea kettle. It's mayhem in the foyer. Everyone is running in different directions. Ellen and Rusty burst into the kitchen. Catherine crashes into the dining room table. Clark flies into the kitchen. All hell breaks loose. The dog starts chasing the squirrel. They're destroying everything in the house. Outside Margo and Todd's house on the porch. Todd and Margo stand on the porch.
You march right over there and slug that prick in the face.
I can't just attack someone.
Well, if you're not man enough to put a stop to it, I am.
Everyone's running, and Margo comes up to the door. She's about to open the door, but then Clark grabs the door handle, whips it open. Margo screams as the squirrel leaps onto her, and all of a sudden the dog jumps onto her, and Clark slams the door closed again.
On.
Margo re-enters her house. Todd is sitting there. He sees her coming in. He is horrified.
My God, what happened to you?
She punches him in the face. Back at the Griswold house, Clark comes down the stairs in a Santa suit. Ellen and the kids follow. Catherine is behind, and Art and Francis are in the closet getting their coats.
Where do you think you're going? Nobody's leaving. Nobody's walking out on this fine old-fashioned family Christmas. No. We have a full-blown 4-alarm holiday emergency here. We're going to press on. We're going to have the happiest Christmas since Bing Crosby tap dance with Dana fucking Gay. And when Santa squeezes his fat white ass down the chimney tonight, he's going to find the jolliest bunch of assholes this side of the nut house.
You're goofy.
Don't piss me off, Art.
Clark, it's over.
Not according to Santa's watch, it's not.
Son.
Dad, stay out of this.
I think it's best if everybody just goes home before things get any worse.
How the hell could it get any worse? Take a look around, Ellen. We're at the threshold of hell.
The RV whips out of a long driveway and hits the street on 2 wheels. In the kitchen, Clark Sr. is walking up to Clark. Son, I love you. We all love you. This is a terrible night. Nothing's gone right. It's a disaster. You sitting out there and singing like a lunatic only makes it worse. You're too good of a father to act this way. In years to come, you want your children and your family to remember all the love that you gave us and how hard you tried to make the perfect Christmas.
I just...
You just cocked it up. It's okay. It happens. Go upstairs and put on some fresh clothes and a happy attitude.
All of our holidays were always a mess. How did you get through it?
I had a lot of help from Jack Daniels.
Good talk, Dad.
Good talk, son.
Are you going to recite The Night Before Christmas?
It's your house. It's your Christmas. I'm retired. The family is seated in the living room. Clark is standing at the fireplace.
The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave luster of midday to objects below. And what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and Eddie, my cousin, a man with no brain, and my boss in his jammies, all wrapped up in chain.
Front door opens and Eddie enters with Frank Shirley. His hair is mussed, his face is red with anger. A Christmas bow is tied around his mouth would silence him. He is in his pajamas and slippers, bound wrists, ankle, and dog chain, mumbles and grumbles with rage.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, Clark. You about ready to do some kissing?
In the library of the mansion, Helen Shirley is on the phone. She is frantic.
My husband's been abducted.
Back in the Griswold home, the ribbon and the chains have been removed from Frank Shirley. He shakes the cramps out of his wrists.
I have never been treated like this in my life.
I'm sorry. This is our family's first kidnapping.
You're fired. Where's the phone? I'm calling the police. Hold your wad there, fella. Clark had nothing to do with it. This here was my idea. All right, he's still fired, and you are going to jail.
Oh, it's my fault, Eddie. I lost my temper when I got my bonus, and I said some things I shouldn't have.
Bonus? How did you get a bonus? I cut out bonuses this year.
And thanks for telling us. I was expecting a check and instead got enrolled in a jelly club. 17 years with the company, and I've gotten a Christmas bonus every year but this one. If you don't want to give bonuses, that's fine. But when people count on it as part of their salary, what you did just plain.
Sucks.
Thanks, Russ. My brother-in-law, whose heart is a lot bigger than his brain.
I appreciate that, Clark.
Is innocent. I'll be more than happy to take the rap on this. On my behalf and on behalf of every other employee you rear-ended this Christmas.
Silence, and Frank's heart has melted.
Look, some things look good on paper, but lose their luster when you see the effects on real folks. By the bottom line, it doesn't mean much if you get it, you hurt the ones you depend on. So, Carl, whatever you got last year, add 20%.
Clark faints and bursts into joy. He looks at Helen and the kids and the rest of the family. They all delight in the news.
Merry Christmas, Ellen!
And the police cars start to roll up to the house. Rusty holds up his hand to Clark.
Here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane.
To the old-fashioned fun family Christmas.
Thanks, Daddy.
Merry Christmas, son.
Thanks, Art.
Police stream into the house.
Hey, everybody! Merry Christmas, and to all a good night.
All of a sudden, the police officers crash through the doors. Everything's in hectic. Everyone's going all around. Lewis stands in the front yard as the officers approach the house. Grizz, you got just what you need. More friggin' company.
Frank, did you call and let your wife know you're all right?
Ooh, no.
The cops storm the door. Over in Margo's place, Margo is in bed alone. There's a knock on the door.
Go to hell, you worm.
There's another knock.
If you want to come in here, you're going to have to break down the goddamn door.
The door breaks open in chains and armed officers charge into the room. The officers charge into the room, into the Clark's house. Freeze! Not you, them. Her family freezes. Clark's on one foot, arms out, caught in mid-stride. Ellen and Clark Sr., Francis and Frank. Shirley are caught in a rising squat. Nora freezes, adjusting her bra. Audrey adjusts her underpants. Rusty's about to sneeze. Uncle Lewis is frozen, holding a lighted match. Art is bent over in pain. Rocky has his finger up his nose. Catherine is holding a hanky to Ruby Sue's nose. Eddie is adjusting his pulse. Bethany continues to drink her eggnog. Snots is in the corner, frozen in a half-seated position. The police cars pull up and stop at the curb. Middle-aged woman Helen Shirley gets out. High-ranking officer greets her and escorts her into the house.
I think you've made a terrible mistake.
I told you to freeze.
Maybe we blink?
He is frozen in mid-squat as Helen enters.
Helen!
Thank God you're all right.
I'm fine. I'm just fine. There's a big misunderstanding tonight.
Excuse me, would you and Miss Shirley like to step outside while we take care of some business here?
Oh, there's no business. I'm not pressing any charges.
What?
It was a mistake.
Frank, you were kidnapped.
I did something I shouldn't have, and these people called me on it. This is Clark Griswold and his family.
Welcome to our home. What's left of it?
What is going on here?
Remember how I was toying with the notion of suspending Christmas bonuses?
You didn't.
I changed my mind. I'm reinstating all the bonuses.
Of all the cheap, lousy ways to save a buck, I'm ashamed of you, Frank.
That's pretty low, mister. If I had a rubber hose, I'd beat you.
You're not gonna fire me, are you, honey? Just don't worry about it. Everything will be taken care of.
That's you, Jimmy.
Rocky.
Rocky.
Oh, that is me. Look.
Everyone turns to
Forgot I was
Rocky.
Rocky again.
Rocky runs out into the foyer, dashes outside. The family, police, Frank, and Helen exit. Rocky stands on the lawn looking up. Everyone looks up outside and gathering around him. A red dot of light low in the sky. Clark looks up and he grins.
That's the Christmas star. And it's all that matters tonight. Not bonuses or gifts or turkey or trees. It means something different to everybody. And now I know what it means to me.
Aunt Bethany, standing in the doorway, begins to recite softly.
Yes, Lord, we greet thee born this happy morning, Jesus. To thee all glory, given word of the Father. Now in flesh appear. Come let us venite adorima Dominum
That ain't the friggin' Christmas star, Grace. That's a light on the water sewage treatment plant.
Sewer gas?
Lewis finishes lighting a cigar and shakes his match.
Don't drop that.
He flips the match over his shoulder. It drops in the sewer. A flash of light, explosion. It blows the Santa and the reindeer and the Merry Christmas sign. Everyone hits the deck. Bethany remains standing. She looks up at the sky. The Santa rockets into the air, glowing and sparkling. Looking up to the sky, Bethany puts her hand to her heart and begins to sing again.
The rocket in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there.
Oh,
say does that
Star-Spangled
Banner
for the
land
land of the free
and
and
the
home of the
brave.
brave.
Ball!
A close-up on Ruby Sue as she has a big smile on her face.
Uncle Clark? Santa Claus ain't bullshit. He's real.
Inside the house, Frank, Ellen, the police, the grandparents, Eddie and his family, Rusty and Audrey are crowded in the living room. The grandmothers are serving coffee. The police commander is playing the piano, and the officers are singing in less wondrous voices. I saw Mommy kissing Santa Claus. Clark is still in the yard, looking up at the Christmas star. Helen puts her arm around his waist.
Merry Christmas, Sparky.
She kisses him on the cheek, heads back to the house. Clark looks up at the star.
I did it.
Snot returns from the squirrel chase, sauntering over to Clark. Clark looks down at him. Snot looks up at him, sucks, coughs, and spits. Troubled look crosses Clark's mind. Snot puts his paw between Clark's feet. Helen stands in the doorway.
Clark, are you coming in?
He looks down at Snots and then in the doorway.
In a couple minutes, honey.
She goes inside, closes the door. The lights on the house go off. He looks down at Snots.
Merry Christmas, Snots.
Fade in on Clark as they're singing Jingle Bell comes up. The end. Post-credits scene. Todd and Margo bedroom night. They are in bed.
Over, honey. Griswold had his Christmas. Nothing else can happen. It's quiet. It's peaceful. All is calm.
Will you just hold me?
Of course. Let's go into sleep and let visions of sugar plums dance in our heads.
I'm so tense.
Sweetheart, if we don't go to sleep, Santa Claus won't come.
You're so cute.
Long beat, and then Santa, the reindeer, and the lights crash through the ceiling into their bedroom.
Celebrate